What's going on, guys? It's Jaraman. I am back with another episode of NBA Kicks. Now, I know you guys are wondering where I was last week and why there wasn't an episode uploaded. And I do apologize, but to be honest with you guys, there was nothing I could do. I was so sick last week, guys. I mean, I didn't get out of bed for 2 days straight. Literally stuck in bed. After those couple days, I went to the doctor. I got some extra fluids in me. I got some medication. So I'm feeling a whole lot better right now. I do want to apologize because that week 12 of NBA Kicks was awesome. I was really excited about bringing those 10 sneakers to you guys because there were some absolute bangers on that episode. What I'm going to do in this week's episode, week 13, I'm also going to be doing week 12. Once we get through those 10 sneakers, then we'll go on to the 10 best sneakers that were worn last week. I know it's a little confusing, but all you need to know is you're getting 2 weeks in one episode. It's a double episode. We got a lot of sneakers to get through, so let's just get straight to them. Starting off week 12 at number 10, we have Russell Westbrook with the new colorway of the Jordan Y-Not 0.3. Russell Westbrook recently debuted his third signature model with Jordan Brand, and during his first game back in OKC since he got traded to the Rockets, JB hooked Russ up with an OKC themed colorway of the Y-Not 0.3. Despite never setting foot in these with a Thunder jersey on, Russ's connection with the fan base of Oklahoma City exceeds what jersey Russ is currently wearing today. So it's pretty cool to see Russ back in some sneakers that have OKC's blue and orange color scheme. But was I the only one that kind of felt weird watching the OKC crowd cheer and clap for Russ? I mean, I get it, they love him, but they treated KD so badly when he left that this just felt like an overcompensation by the fan base to pretty much say like, hey, all you have to do is, not leave us for a team that just beat us, and then we're okay with you. We still love you. It's not really how it works, but whatever, the kicks are still dope. Next up at number 9, we have Montrezl Harrell with a creepy crawler colorway of the Nike PG3. While Trez's teammate rocks his latest signature model with the PG4s, Montrezl is still rocking its predecessor, and this time around he busts out a creepy crawler colorway that's inspired by an old toy from the 90s. Using a bright volt and orange color scheme alongside some creepy collar graphics on the upper as well as the tongue, these definitely captured the essence of the toy world of the 90s. And while I personally wouldn't rock these off of the court, you gotta appreciate the inspiration as well as the effort to make something unique. On a side note, I never played with creepy crawlers, whatever that is. Did you? Coming in at number 8, we have DELON WRIGHT with the Supreme Air Jordan 14s. Now, DELON WRIGHT rocks the Supreme Jordan 14s, which were a polarizing sneaker when photos of them first leaked online because they were widely considered as one of the worst collabs that Supreme has ever done. Despite the hate that these sneakers conjured up on the internet, I actually think they look pretty decent on the hardwood, which makes sense since they are a basketball sneaker. But if we're talking about off-court appeal, I agree, these aren't that cool. In fact, they kind of remind me of fake Jordans that you buy on Canal Street or some sketchy Chinese sneaker website. Next up at number 7, we have Jayson Tatum with a Duke colorway of the Air Jordan 34. JT shows off his love for his college Duke with this Brotherhood colorway of the Jordan 34, which uses a black digi camo upper that I really like, alongside a Duke blue outsole, eyelets, as well as heel, which also has a Brotherhood graphic. I would really like to see Jordan Brand drop a retail pair that has that black digi camo upper because the Jordan 34 is currently my favorite sneaker to hoop in, and if they drop an all black colorway with that digi camo upper, I'll be all on it. But for now, I guess I just have to be jealous of JT's Brotherhood pair, which I suspect we'll see a ton of Duke players rock this upcoming season. But for real, Jordan Brand, that digi camo is fire. Please drop a retail pair like that. Next up at number 6, we have Stanley Johnson with a Kuz colorway of the Nike Kobe 4 PROTRO. Yes, you heard me right. Stanley Johnson is wearing a Kyle Kuzma PE of the Kobe 4 PROTRO, which was originally made for Kyle Kuzma, but when Kuz jumped ship over to PUMA with a multi-year shoe deal, these Kobe 4s were rerouted to Stanley Johnson, who wears the same shoe size. It's a pretty interesting story, but all that put aside, these are just a beautiful pair of Kobe 4s with the white, almost cream looking upper alongside purple and gold hits, but my favorite part of this colorway has to be the slight purple gradient fade on the lower part of the heel cup. It's a really unique look that I think is this colorway's standout feature, and while it is a bummer that we couldn't see Kuz rock these himself, at least Nike didn't put these to waste and send them out to Stanley Johnson instead. Coming in at number 5, we have Jalen Horde with the Ant Pearl colorway of the Nike KD12. Every year, Nike drops an Ant Pearl colorway of Kevin Durant's signature sneaker, which is inspired by KD's Ant Pearl, who had her life taken away by breast cancer back in 2000. This year's Ant Pearl colorway comes in hot with an all pink color scheme as well as an angel wing strap on the midfoot, which is very similar if not identical to the strap that we saw on the Ant Pearl KD7s. I wish KD was healthy enough to rock these on the court himself because I know how much his Ant Pearl means to him personally, but it's still great to see Jalen Horde of the Trailblazers rocking these on the court, keeping Ant Pearl's spirit alive even with KD off of it. Next up at number 4, we have PJ Tucker with a wear test sample of the Nike KD4. Now these are insane. We all know PJ wears extremely rare sneakers both on and off of the court, but this wear test sample of the KD4s that PJ rocked actually has the designer of the shoe himself confused as to what they are exactly. Leo Chang says he was puzzled by the colorway since Nike normally doesn't sample wear test shoes in anything other than black, and these obviously use a red, white, and blue color scheme, but if you take a close look at the details, there are none. This colorway doesn't have any KD logo anywhere on the shoe because these were a very early wear test sample, and there's even some handwritten coding on the midsole, which is just absolutely hilarious because nobody knows how PJ got his hands on these, but that's what PJ does. He never fails to surprise us, and last week was one of his biggest surprises yet. So here they are on this week's, or actually last week's list, at number 4. Next up at number 3, we have Ben Simmons with a PE of the Nike Zoom Rise. Ben Simmons has been absolutely balling recently with Joel Embiid out due to injury, and he's been doing so with this camel colorway of the Nike Zoom Rise, which kind of reminds me of a Bape colorway with that camel pattern on the upper, but this colorway is rounded out with some natural tones on the outsole and the midsole, as well as yellow and green laces that I think are inspired by Ben's home country of Australia. Either way, I really like this colorway of the Zoom Rise, and I'm excited to see what Nike has in store for Ben during the playoffs, because if these are any indication, Ben is going to be rocking some heat in the postseason. Coming in as our runner-up, we have Luka Doncic with the debut of the Air Jordan 34. Luka Doncic recently signed a deal with Jordan Brand, and JB didn't waste any time hooking Luka up with some heat. These are obviously our first look at the low version of the Jordan 34s, which retains a similar overall look to its mid-top counterpart, but if you look closely enough, there are some subtle differences. Obviously, the main difference is the height of the collar itself, but there also seems to be some extra overlays on the collar for more support and stability, which was one of the more weaker parts of the OG 34s. And if you take a look at the toe box, there's even more reinforcement with a toe cap overlay that I think can lead to some sweet looking colorways in the future. Overall, the low version of the Jordan 34 really intrigues me because, again, the 34 is my favorite sneaker to play basketball in. So when the lows eventually drop, I will most definitely be picking up a pair for myself. But the question is, will you? Finally, at number 1, we have LeBron James with the Yeezy colorway of the Nike LeBron 15s. Now, I'm pretty sure that we've seen these on NBA kicks before, but in case you missed it, I just had to put them on the list again because these sneakers are just flat out amazing. This colorway of LeBron's 15 signature model is inspired by the Yeezy 1s with the same tan, pink, and green color scheme, as well as the same textured strap over the midfoot, which surprisingly goes well with this modern silhouette. It may be too late for Nike to drop these as a limited release since we're already on the LeBron 17s, but I think I could speak on behalf of everyone that we would love to see these made available to the people, because the Yeezy 1 was clearly ahead of its time, and the fact that this same colorway and design features of the Yeezy 1s can fit on the LeBron 15s is simply amazing, and that's why they're officially the best sneaker worn in the NBA during week 12 of the 2019-20 regular season. Alright, so there you guys have it. That was the missing makeup week 12 episode part of this video. But now we gotta get down to business. Week 13, 10 more sneakers. Let's get this thing started. Starting off week 13 at number 10, we have Ja Morant with this colorway of the Nike PG3. Ja Morant has been absolutely killing it on the court lately and is making a strong case to be the 2019-20 Rookie of the Year. And even though we've seen this type of colorway on other Nike signature models before, it's still a clean sneaker with the bright colors, clean graphics, and overall solid design. But we just had to shout out Ja and his amazing play because you never know. Maybe one day Ja will have a signature sneaker of his own. If he keeps playing the way he's playing, he's gonna get his own signature sneaker. I mean, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Next up at number 9, we have Donovan Mitchell with a special custom colorway of the Don issue number 1. Donovan Mitchell wore this special edition colorway of his first signature model that has both the Australian and Puerto Rican national flags. Now we all know Australia is suffering from terrible brush fires and Puerto Rico is experiencing multiple earthquakes, which is affecting the daily lives of many. So Mitchell decided that he would auction off these custom Don issues and have all of the proceeds go towards relief efforts to both Australia and Puerto Rico. This is just one of the many ways that sneakers can have a positive impact on the world. So huge shout out to Mitchell for taking that step to help make a positive change with his kicks. Next up at number 8, we have PJ Tucker with a rare pair of Air Jordan 3s. PJ Tucker has been really bringing the heat lately with his kicks on the court, and he proves that to be the case yet again by bringing out one of the rarest pair of Air Jordan 3s. This pair of Jordan 3s is part of the Jordan Kobe pack, which Kobe wore during his sneaker free agency of 2003, and is currently valued at over $20,000, which means that this single pair that PJ is wearing right here is worth roughly about $10,000. Must be nice to have that kind of money. Next up at number 7, we have Langston Galloway with the LG92 from Q4 Sports. Now usually Langston just slaps on one of his favorite retro cartoons, but this time Langston honors one of the greatest albums of all time. Well, actually 2 albums technically, Speakerboxxx as well as The Love Below. This was an album that I actually had as a kid. I had the physical CD if you guys remember those. So it's great to see the photoreal artwork of the album art on the upper, as well as the two-tone look that honors the album's 2-disc featurette. Maybe Langston has caught wind that you guys are getting tired of the old cartoon on the sneaker trick, and maybe now moving forward he'll start honoring his favorite albums, which just begs the question, what album should he honor next? Next up at number 6, we have Gordon Hayward with a special custom colorway of the ANTA GH1. On the surface, this custom colorway of Gordon Hayward's first signature sneaker looks like one of those fancy abstract pieces of art that's so fancy you don't understand it, but in fact, it's the exact opposite. These customs were done by Hayward's daughters, which explains the abstract artwork and full use of the color spectrum. But at the end of the day, it's just great to see Hayward's kids get in on the custom sneaker game and surprise their dad with a unique pair of custom kicks that are truly a one of one. Coming in at number 5, we have D'Angelo Russell with a PE of the Li-Ning All City 8s. In case you didn't know, D'Angelo is on Team Li-Ning, and he's been rocking exclusive colorways of various Li-Ning silhouettes this season, such as the All City 8s, which are a Dwayne Wade team shoe from his Way of Wade signature series. This colorway uses multiple shades of purple, but the various layers, materials, and colors help make this sneaker look more like a shell-shaded cartoon, which is very unique on the court and definitely deserves a spot on this week's list. What I want to know is if you think D'Angelo is going to get his own signature sneaker. I mean, I could see it. He's with an overseas brand, but should D'Angelo get his own signature sneaker? Is he really that good? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Next up at number 4, we have Darius Bazley with the debut of the New Balance Omnis Low. Darius Bazley made waves straight out of high school by skipping college and going directly into an internship with New Balance, and that partnership is paying off as he debuts the low top version of their first basketball silhouette in years. This colorway seems to be inspired by the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with its bright neon color scheme, as well as freshness tagline on the midfoot strap, but my favorite feature is Bazley's logo on the tongue, which I think is one of the better logos out there. It's also just awesome to see New Balance drop a low top version of the OMNIS, and it gets me really excited to see how they're going to feel on the court, as well as the many other colorways that I'm sure they'll drop in the near future. Next up at number 3, we have Kyrie Irving with a new colorway of the Nike Kyrie 6. Alright, so maybe I'm missing something here, but this colorway of the Kyrie 6 looks new to me, and they also have some new interesting features. Obviously, the bright colors are nothing new to the Kyrie 6, and neither is the graphic on the forefoot overlay, but the midfoot strap seems to be made up of a translucent rubber compound and also seems to have a very new unique design that I'm not really too sure what the inspiration behind it is, but Kyrie always comes correct with his signature sneaker, so I wouldn't be surprised to see more colorways just like this, but for now, there's still a mystery to us, but definitely one of the more unique Kyrie 6s we've seen thus far. Coming in as our runner-up, we have Kawhi Leonard with a new colorway of the New Balance Omnis. It's no secret, the Omnis is one of my favorite sneakers of the season in terms of colorways, and this latest colorway that Kawhi broke out against the Pelicans is just straight fire. Oddly enough, using a blue, red, and gold Pelicans color scheme, this colorway has a new graphic on the upper, alongside some words "Inspire the Dream" on the midfoot strap. These aren't going to blow you away with crazy graphics or bright colors, but they will impress you with an overall clean color scheme that's classy, sophisticated, and just flat out gorgeous, especially when they're on the court where they belong. Finally, at number 1, we have LeBron James with a player exclusive colorway of the Nike LeBron 15. LeBron takes the number 1 spot in back-to-back weeks with yet another colorway of his 15 signature model, this time inspired by one of the greatest basketball shoes of all time. The Jordan 5 Black Metallic is one of my favorite Jordans ever, and this colorway of the LeBron 15s takes all the iconic features of that sneaker and slaps them onto this modern silhouette. You got the 23 on the back heel, white laces, a 3M tongue, a lace lock, and you even have the shark teeth inspired graphic on the midsole, which completes the Jordan 5 look that I really wish Nike would have dropped, because again, the Jordan 5 is such an iconic sneaker and one of my favorite shoes of all time. It's awesome to see LeBron honor the Black Metallic 5 with his own rendition of the 15s, and that's enough to officially make them the best sneaker worn in the NBA during week 13 of the 2019-20 NBA season. So there you guys have it. That was your double episode of NBA Kicks. If you enjoyed this video, please drop us a like. That helps us out a lot. And subscribe to the channel for more episodes just like this. My name's Jaren. It's been great having you. I'll catch you guys at All-Star Weekend. Peace!